Picture this, it's 12:15, you're an English peasant, life is, well, it's not great. Now imagine your boss is King John. He's not exactly known for his employee of the month potential. He's more like the guy who raids the office fridge, blames you for missing staplers, and also, raises taxes on a whim. John was infamous for being, let's say, financially creative. Imagine him losing a game of Monopoly and deciding the rules don't apply to him, except instead of Monopoly money, it's England's treasury, and instead of houses and hotels, it's actual castles and entire counties. The nobles, those guys with the fancy titles and even fancier hats, were pretty unhappy with John's antics. They were used to kings being a bit tyrannical, sure, but John took the bad cake. And let's not forget, John wasn't exactly winning popularity contests. He had this nasty habit of throwing lavish parties while everyone else was struggling to afford gruel. Not exactly a recipe for good PR. Now, the nobles weren't your average pitchfork-wielding mob. These guys had castles, knights, and a bone to pick with the king. They were tired of John treating the country like his personal piggy bank. They were also fed up with John's blatant disregard for their feudal rights. Imagine going to work one day and your boss says, "Your job description? Yeah, we're going to set that on fire." That was John, except instead of job descriptions, it was centuries of tradition and legal precedent. So what do you do when your king is acting like a spoiled brat with too much power? You band together, draft a strongly worded document and politely ask him to, stop being a jerk. And by politely ask, I mean show up with an army and enough weaponry to make even a blacksmith blush. Thus we arrive at the picturesque meadow of Runnymede in 1215. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, though. Imagine the world's most awkward family reunion, but with swords. The Magna Carta wasn't some grand declaration of human rights or democracy as we know it. It was more like a disgruntled group chat, but instead of passive-aggressive emojis, they used quill and parchment. John, cornered and probably wishing he had invested in better PR, reluctantly agreed to the Magna Carta's terms. And with that, England took a small but significant step away from absolute monarchy and towards, well, something slightly less absolute. The Magna Carta is best known for a few key clauses, like the one that said even the king couldn't throw someone in jail without a fair trial. Before you get too excited, this only applied to free men, which back then was about 1% of the population. Still, baby steps, people.